What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome back to the Quick Pitch MLB DFS podcast and live stream. Recording here for Friday's 13-game main slate. James, Thursday we kind of had a weird split slate where we had 4 games for an early slate. We had a 3 and 4 game slate over for the main at night. So took a day off from the pod. Took a day off to recharge the batteries, refresh, and get back to it because, boy, do we have a big one to go over today.
Yeah, big slate, lots of interesting matchups, no Coors Field. Man, it has been just a beautiful 2 weeks, John. No Coors. I'm sure that's going to end on soon as the podcast is back on Monday, Coors Field just hit us right in the face. I know it, but it's been a nice 2 weeks. Not a lot of, when you look at the names, not like your premier names at the pitcher position. Some good ones. Nevertheless, but not like your typical star power.
Well, not
pitchers.
like we've had, right? We had DeGrom. We're
right.
through that part of the rotation, right? We definitely have some aces. I mean, Sandy Alcantara has been one of the best pitchers in baseball now.
Yep.
And he's coming off yet another complete game, by the way.
This guy's a machine.
For him, and against the Dodgers, no less. Dodgers team that rocked him up the start before. Bounces right back. 9 innings, 1 earned, 10 strikeouts. Is that a season high for him? No, he had 12 over here against the Phillies. He had 14 against Atlanta. And who does he draw? 2 starts against Atlanta this season is a 0.53 ERA good. Seems good.
Let me check my math. Yeah, I think it's pretty
carry
good.
The 1. He's 2-0. He's allowed 1 earned run in 17 innings. 10 hits is kind of not great, but he's been able to skirt around some of that. 4 unearned runs allowed, so keep that into consideration. But 21 strikeouts, 17 innings. Obviously, 14 of those 21 came in a single start, but 17 innings in 2 outings. I mean, that's a complete game, right? And an 8-inning outing. The man just pitches deep. Pitch count doesn't really matter with him. Well deserving of the $10,300 price tag. I don't think we'll really argue too much with anybody there. What are your thoughts on Dustin May, though, being $10,100? He, 2 starts, both against Miami, right? So lesser competition, now drawing a home start against San Diego here.
So Alcantara, for sure, like you said, deserves this price tag. I think May doesn't. He's looked good. Surprising to see any Dodgers starter lose a game that he only allows 2 earned runs, truthfully. But,
Well, he was probably up against Alcantara here. So.
Yeah, probably. It's probably true. Yeah, I mean, I don't love the price tag. I don't think 10-1 is, too appealing. But, there's a lot going for him. San Diego's offense hasn't been great even since the trade. He is a very high-octane pitcher with a lot of strikeout upside. And I think the most eye-popping thing, John, is for a guy who's only made 2 starts on a team that has a manager that over-manages his pitchers.
Yeah.
I mean, 86 pitches in his second start of the year is super surprising to see. And it makes me believe maybe he stays in this range for the rest of September. Maybe he gets to 100, right? We don't know.
I mean, a 15-pitch jump between 2 starts. He could get into the 90s here. So.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, I don't think we have to go here either. The guys below, you have Castillo against Cleveland. I kind of have some interest in that. He just faced this team. What do we say about Cleveland all year? They don't strike out. Well, he struck out 10, right? So he's been very good for them since that acquisition. He's $9,900. I don't mind that spot at all. Jordan Montgomery's at home against Chicago. I mean, how many times do we keep going back to Jordan Montgomery? Well, right? I think that's a spot where we could certainly look to attack. Tough outing against Atlanta last time, but that's not really a surprise, right? Atlanta, tough offense. They can get to teams. But that matchup against Chicago was when he threw the complete game 1 hitter. So now he's running it back. He's at home, which is a better pitcher's environment at $9,200. I like that a lot. And then I don't mind Lance McCullers against the Angels here. I know the Angels lineup, they have those tough guys at the top, with Trout and Ohtani. They're doing their thing, but 3 starts now for McCullers, over 90 pitches in each of the last 2, and he's been serviceable. So at $8,800 in a more favorable matchup here against LA, I could have some interest when we're looking in the mid-tier.
Yeah, I mean, no disagreement about Castillo even at 99. Monty was tremendous in that start. You and I were loving it because we both played him in DFS.
We rode that one, yeah.
McCullers does have a lot of strikeout appeal. The Angels strike out more against righties. Another guy, 90 pitches in 2 of his 3 starts. That's crazy. And two starts of which he hasn't allowed an earned run. So I like that. And I like Charlie Morton against the Marlins too. I know he's been up and down, but there has been some boom games for Charlie Morton. I mean, just 2 starts ago, 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, against Houston, and then the Mets, 12 strikeouts.
Yeah, 40 fantasy points. Like he's kind of been doing that all year. He hasn't been as consistent as he has been in years past, but when he's good, he's like
and the home road splits this year are what's the eye-popping one there, right? 13 home starts, 3.07 ERA, a 191 batting average against, 98 strikeouts in 73 innings, so well over a strikeout an inning. You go on the road, 12 starts, 5.24 ERA, 262 batting average against, just 70 strikeouts in 67 innings. So, nearly a strikeout per inning, but well over a strikeout per inning at home. So, yeah, maybe now you get him at home here against Miami, and he's capable of doing a little bit of damage against them. His one start against Miami this year was on the road, 5 innings, 3 earned runs in that game. So, yeah, could be a good environment with Morton at home. What are your thoughts on Lauer? I've been talking about it a lot all season. I only like him at home. The numbers bear it out. 2.99 ERA at home. He's on the road, but he's on the road against Arizona, who we've recently been talking about. Aside from that start against Rodon, they had really been struggling against left-handed pitching.
He's fine.
You can say no. We don't have to say everybody's good.
I think he's a good pitcher, but it has been pretty drastic to see him on the road versus being home.
I think it's pretty clear the rostership here is going to be on Montgomery at $9,200 to me.
I think you're right. I can see, there, after Alcantara, there's no one pitcher that you're like, I need this guy in my lineup. I could see a scenario where Castillo is decently owned, Morton is decently owned, Montgomery is decently owned, McCullers is decently owned.
Sure.
And then Lauer is under-owned because it's weird though, right? Because Diamondbacks, although I agree the numbers suggest that they have been bad.
We know they have guys that can hit lefties. We talked about
they have and now our boy McCarthy's hitting lefties, even though he's from the left side.
I haven't checked yet, but I'll ask you right now: is McCarthy over under 3,500?
I'm gonna say under. Just again, it's football season; they don't care. I'll go under.
I want to be surprised when we get to outfield. So if you look, don't say
I'll
catch it.
Okay. I looked.
Okay. I'll see it when we get there. Yeah. Mid-tier pitching. We talked about McCullers there. Across from McCullers, Detmers, I don't really want to run that up against Houston.
No.
Peterson, he's been a guy that we've kind of gone back and forth on playing this year. Really great start against Colorado, 6 shutouts, 7 strikeouts, going up against a Washington team. What are your thoughts here on David Peterson?
He is one of those dudes that throws this random good start and then just is bad the next start and goes 3 innings. He can't locate. He has location issues at times. He has always been a strikeout guy. So if you want to hang your hat on that, we can. 104 strikeouts this year and 89 innings is pretty damn good.
Yep.
There's just sometimes, I don't know what it is, he just can't locate, and then he just can't get through 5 innings. Sure. He can't get you a win. And so if you're going to go David Peterson, I don't hate it. I also don't mind using Nationals against him. I think the Nationals have a couple guys against lefties that we can use. But, GPP's only for Peterson if you are going to play him.
Sure. Sonny Gray against the White Sox on the road. We know White Sox against righties. More favorable spot generally. Not my favorite spot, but Gray has been decent. Right? He's, hasn't been good in this outing, but just one start. They got to him. But overall this year, he's been a pretty good starter at $8,100. Josiah Gray was my binky there. One thing to note about Josiah Gray, of course, is all of the home runs that he tends to allow. So if we're going on the Josiah Gray train, you can probably expect a good amount of strikeouts. If we are against Josiah Gray, which we probably will be in GPPs, expect home runs. Before he was shut down there, he was leading the league in home runs allowed. I'm sure since he's missed a couple of weeks, somebody has passed him. But, there's 18 home runs 32 home runs allowed this year in 23 outings is not very good. He allowed a homer over 4 innings against the Mets in his lone start this year. So probably a no when it comes to pitching, but, he does have those random games where he does locate and he strikes out 10. So pick and choose how you want to handle it. Any other value in the 7K range? There's a lot of pitchers here because it's 13 games. So, kind of just scrolling down the list. Alex Cobb, Nick Pivetta, Kyle Gibson. I know you were a Springs guy there for a bit. I know he's running up against the Yankees. Kramer gets a good spot against Oakland. How are you feeling about this grouping?
I'm going to go back to the well with Springs. I'm going to dip my toes in the Springs, John.
Yeah, he gave up 5 against Boston, but he struck out 8. So
right.
Still there.
Yeah, the strikeout. He's been a strikeout arm the entire year. It's good to see the pitch count back up 86 and 98 his last 2. The strikeouts have been there 6 or more in 4 of his last 5 starts. The only one he didn't have that many strikeouts against was the Yankees, but he only limited him to 1 run over 5 innings.
And he took him out after 78 pitches too.
So if we're back to Jeffrey Springs throwing 80 plus pitches, I have no problem going here. Yeah. He's been good against them. Yeah, Pitchers Park. He's been good against them, and the Yankees have been dreadful. There's really nothing I can say, nothing I can hang my hat on about the Yankees offense right now. They called up their second top prospect. Still not the best prospect they own in their system, but maybe that's a spark for them. But again, that just adds another young player to an already struggling lineup. I think Jeffrey Springs in tournaments makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Creamer's interesting for me too. Last outing against Houston, 7 2/3, just 1 run allowed. Boston, 5 1/3 there, 1 allowed, 4 strikeouts. Now he's home against Oakland, right? So a pitcher's ballpark against another bad kind of offense. He's just been good. Now, not a ton of strikeouts, obviously, but a guy that if he's going to start pitching deeper into games and giving themselves opportunities to get win points, like at $7,100, if he gives you another 20 or 19 fantasy points, nobody's going to be crying about that.
I mean, you said Houston, Boston. You didn't even you could go a step further. The start prior to that was in Toronto, 7 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts in that game, and the game prior to that, Boston tagged him for 4 runs, but there were 6 strikeouts. So, I agree, not a lot of strikeout upside, but if he gives you 6 at 7,100, I think that's a pretty good start, especially considering it's Oakland. They're obviously one of the worst teams in baseball. They've only gotten worse since releasing all their players. Yeah, I think I can get behind some Dean Creamer, just given who they're facing, man. But other than that,
I don't really like much below 7K. I mean, Herman's been okay.
He has been good.
$6,900. It all depends on are they going to score, but I mean, hard to argue with a guy that's only allowed more than 1 run once in 5 starts. So, another guy again where strikeouts are sort of middling, but he's been decent at 69. I don't know where do you go after that though? Is there
Dallas Keuchel? What
Red Sox are going to be a popular team,
dude.
He's worse than Madison Bumgarner. So
why is he still Texas thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I like that he's a lefty too because it puts our guys in play. It puts Tommy Pham in play. It puts Kike Hernandez in play. Obviously Xander, JD, a lot of the guys who want to play in that lineup are all going to be viable options. So
why is Dallas Keuchel a thing? Yeah. Why is he a thing?
Doesn't make any sense. Outside of that, though, again, I'm not really seeing much.
No, it's Herman. I think it's that Springs, Creamer, Herman range for probably the both of us.
Sears has been okay, but again,
no, he was good with the Yankees, and in his little stints, and then when they traded him, there's no strikeouts.
Yeah, but he does have 2 wins in his last 3 starts, and those 2 wins resulted in 15 fantasy points each.
That's fair.
$5,800. It is what it is.
Going against your second favorite team, though, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Catcher. Opposite of the Sears matchup, Adley's at 55. Salvi, scratched yesterday, right?
Scratched on Wednesday.
Yeah. So.
But he played on Thursday.
Yeah. $5K for him. If you want to go there against Hutchinson, not a good player, is that. So,
Nope.
Let's see. What's Vasquez been doing? Vasquez has been on fire, huh?
Yeah. The crazy part is he's been so good. Every single hit is a single. No extra base hits. He's hitting 450 over his last 10 games. 14 singles.
952 OPS and no extra base hits is a pretty hard task, but
he has a higher on base than he does slugging.
Right.
That is pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive.
He gets a lefty, and Detmer's there. If you want to go some Houston, you could certainly throw him in the middle. Let's see. Carson Kelly gets the lefty at 35 against Eric Lauer. Kelly kind of coming down a little bit, obviously. Not bad. Haas gets the lefty matchup that I generally like to play him at 33. Yep. I think an interesting one, well, you mentioned Trevino. We're not really going against Springs, but you've talked him up against lefties. Is the Red Sox catching situation again? Now, I know we've talked Reese McGuire. He keeps on hitting the baseball.
Yep.
But rosters expanded, and I don't know if you are keeping up with what Connor Wong was doing down in AAA at the time of his call up, but he had probably one of the hottest months of probably any catching prospect minor leaguer at the AAA level. He had 10 home runs during the month of August with like an OPS over 950. He found the stroke at some point in time down while at AAA. So over the fact that like Red Sox Twitter was just furious that they wouldn't call him up. They're like, what does this man have to do to find himself on the major league team? Meanwhile, Reese McGuire just keeps on being a professional hitter. And then Plawecki gets a spot start the other night and gets 3 hits. So, right. But any Red Sox catcher that finds himself in the lineup, I'll be going against Dallas Keuchel. Because they're all cheap, right? Connor Wong is $2,100. Reese McGuire is $2,300. What's Plawecki at these days? Plawecki, probably 2K, I would imagine.
He's 2K, yep.
Yeah, I can't even spell his name right. So there he is. Yeah, 2K. So if you want to punt, Dallas Keuchel, all of those catchers are right-handed hitters. Like they all hit the ball. They're just in a good spot. So that's where I'm sitting with the catcher position. Just spend down for Boston.
Reese is a lefty, but yeah.
Okay.
The other two.
So good. You know what? I bet Connor Wong starts.
Connor Wong.
I bet Connor Wong will start. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this. I wish we could get a disclaimer at the top of this podcast.
Yeah.
13-game slate is a very easy slate to fade chalk, right? Like you could go different ways. Boston is going to be chalky. It is Dallas Keuchel. He has been maybe the worst pitcher in baseball. I don't even know. I could not name one off the top of my head. I think he's been like significantly worse than Patrick Corbin. And that's saying a lot, right?
Yeah, I said he's been like worse than Madison Bumgarner, right? Which is hard to do.
Right. So this feels like, and this is why I think we need the disclaimer. This feels like a spot that the chalk cannot miss.
Yes.
But I need to also mention that if you're with me, I've been fading a lot of chalk lately. I can't blame you if you do, but I also just cannot blame you if you want to 5-stack the Red Sox.
Yeah. So at the time of his call-up, Connor Wong had homered in 9 of the previous 13 games.
That's a lot of home runs.
Yeah. So the dude had just found this. So yeah, I agree with you. You know, I don't see how that fades.
Doesn't work out. I mean, it's just I agree, but we've said that about a lot. We've said that. I mean, we had a Jose Urena start. We haven't
said it, but when we say it. Like, we've been right about Madison Bumgarner when we're like, Dallas Keuchel is trash.
He's 0.00%
chance he shuts down the Boston Red Sox. I am sorry.
Okay.
No shot.
And this is why we need a disclaimer. They were intoxicated at the time of this recording. I'm just kidding. We're not.
All right, let's go to first base. Top guys, Goldie against Sampson. I think he's 65. It's super. Pete Alonso against Josiah Gray. What was it? Was it lefties or righties?
It's lefties. It's lefties. But I think my thinking is if you are a powerful hitter, you could take Josiah Gray deep.
You can take Josiah Gray deep. That's true. You don't even have to be a truly powerful hitter.
True.
You just have to have any sort of power.
Sure.
So Goldie's obviously always fine, and we do like our boy Alonso in this Gray matchup. Down to the under 5K range. What do you think of Meneses here? Guy keeps on hitting, gets the righty-lefty matchup.
Did you see the cover of my playbook on Wednesday, John?
No, was it him?
Yep. Can you guess what day that was?
His 0 for 4 day.
Did you see the days surrounding his 0
for
4?
4 for 6 today with a homer. 3 for 5 with 3 doubles the game before. So.
I mean, just
you mistimed it. Who was on the mound yesterday for
Wednesday was
Brilliant rough. Good start.
And he stinks against righties. No, I mean he gave up. Voit hit a home run. He gave up 5 runs.
Yeah, Voit homered again. The chalk came through that catcher position. Luke Voit.
Luke Voit the catcher. Yeah. Luke Voit the catcher. Yeah.
Steven Vogt the catcher.
Vogt. Yeah. He's good, dude. I mean, he's 30 years old and obviously a journeyman and how. But at the time of Wednesday, so now he had hits in 21 of the 23 games he had played in. So now it's 22 of 25, and he continues to rake. How can he not want to have a piece of the pie?
4,500. Christian Walker against a lefty at 43.
Sure.
I think we can.
I like the Diamondbacks kind of here.
Yeah, Dilson. I bet they'll be lower rostered when we're in. We like Christian Walker, and we've liked Arizona at times this season.
Yeah, we do.
Eventually they'll spin it back around. Rowdy against Davies at 41. Could be in on the Rowdy. I think has been better at home this year, if I remember correctly. Yes, 259,
All of it,
22
yeah.
OPS at home this season. So something to at least consider in the back of your brain. Lefty power against Josiah Gray. Oh, Vogelbach checks that box.
Yep.
I could
Sure does.
certainly do that. Nate Lowe at 3,900 against Pavetta went back to being trash. So could certainly throw our boy Nathaniel.
And Nathaniel has not been trash.
No,
He has
dude,
been anything but trash.
The guy went 2 for 2 with a double, and they're like, you know what, let's drop him $300.
He's really good. He is in some form right now,
dude.
man.
He's almost hitting 300 now. Like, this is a wild run for him. So,
well, this was the prospect. This was him as a prospect in Tampa before they got rid of him. Like, this is what they wanted him to be, and he wasn't. And then they moved on, and they've done plenty good without him. But, Texas has themselves their first baseman for a while.
True. Mountcastle versus lefty. I know home and recent numbers for him aren't great, but, last year he just mashed southpaw. So it could be a spot for him there. Let's see. Anything else you like here? Where's the Mancini? Is he outfield only Mancini?
Yeah. Yep.
That's too bad. Well, he gets a lefty when we get there.
How's Dahlbeck's been trash?
Aguilar got picked up by Baltimore. Jesus Aguilar.
Yeah. I wonder how much.
That's for when the roster. So he could be in the lineup here. Gets a lefty.
Yeah, maybe. Where's our boy?
I said Prado didn't come through for us. I'm upset.
Yeah, he didn't come through, but
is he still 2K though?
I think he's still free. 2K, Prado 2K. Play ahead of them. That's fine.
Pujols
I know Prado
straight 2K.
Yeah, Pujols is 2K.
Oh, because the righty's on the mound.
Yeah, but I think we're going to start seeing, now that St. Louis is... How many games up is St. Louis in the division? They're we're just going to see Pujols September 1st. He needs 4 home runs.
Yeah.
Or 6 home runs. We need to get him going here, boys. We need to get some pitchers to groove. I think this is one of those spots. So Pujols 2K, they're up 6 games in the division. Feels pretty comfortable, right?
Yeah.
It feels like a pretty comfortable place to be.
All right. Let's go to second base. Altuve gets the lefty and Detmer's at 57. I'm not going to play Jimenez here, but he's been my sneaky play all season long.
5,600? What?
I know. It's not a spot for him here. Let's see. Rojas. Marte at 49 against Lauer, maybe. Story at 48 against Keuchel again. You're not wrong. They're going to be chalky, but...
they're going to be so popular.
You kind of hit 3 hits for Story yesterday. 3 hits in 2 of the last 3 games. I don't know what's going on with the Boston Red Sox tonight. They were down the last I looked, but Story at 48.
8-5, bottom 9.
Down or up?
Down.
What's Story do tonight? Anything?
Trevor Story is not in the lineup.
All right, good. Coming off a fresh day of 3 hits. Now he gets Keuchel to tee up at home. Green Monster could be get pegged here for $4,800.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping they just hit it into the night of Boston.
Yeah.
It just comes through your front window. I don't think you'd mind if Trevor Story hit one through your window.
I wouldn't. Jeff McNeil against Josiah Gray at 43.
Yep.
I think we're in on that. Rengifo, if you want to go, he just hits, 4K. It's fine. He just seemingly always comes up for LA. Gleiber gets a lefty here. Kike is second base outfield eligibility at 3,600 against Keuchel.
Boston's gonna have 3 second base options on this slate that we can use.
Yeah, because Christian Arroyo, right? Colton Wong, still play him. If you want to play him, 3,500 works.
Yep. Still hitting.
It's still hitting. Fletcher's at 33. Grissom against Alcantara. Wouldn't use him here for the first time ever.
Tough spot.
But he is 3,100, so he's still very cheap. No ownership will be on him, at least, if you do play him.
Nope.
But no reason to. Then, Arroyo's down to 2,400. Has he been in the lineup much?
He's
fairly regularly.
2 for 4, 3 RBIs tonight.
Yeah, if he plays with Story back, that's my question. But we'll see what the lineup looks like.
They also had Kike out of the lineup tonight. So.
Yeah, something to think about there. That's it for second base for me, though. I don't know if there's...
I would play Nick Gordon, who's been really good. 8 RBIs over his last 2 games.
Yeah, didn't he have the Grand Slam against Boston?
Yeah, he did. 3 straight multi-hit games, 4 game hitting streak.
You know who his dad is?
Flash Gordon.
Yes, Tom Gordon.
The closer. Yeah, the closer.
Yep. Former Red Sox closer back in the day. I think he played for the Yankees.
Also played for the Yankees.
Yep. So
Abraham Toro 2K coming alive.
Yeah, they called him up from AAA. Yep, could be a guy.
So I think we should probably preface this. I'll also bring up Mark Mathias for the Rangers too, John. 379 over his last 10 games. Been playing pretty much every day.
Yeah, first base
against
and second
Pivetta.
base eligibility too. So
I think it's worth mentioning. This is our first podcast of September.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a lot of guys in and out of lineups. There's a lot of call-ups. There's a lot of moving parts. So
yeah,
it's just worth.
He only expanded the roster by 2. Remember the
True.
old September
True.
call-up? The AAA team was coming up.
Brutal.
Like
I know, but like it's something we mentioned last podcast. Like pitch counts.
Yeah.
For guys approaching like innings limits could be, something worth monitoring. So just keep an eye out for all that stuff.
Third base, loaded. Ramirez, Arenado, Machado, Devers, Riley. Riley homer tonight, but he gets Alcantara. We can just chalk that one away. Ramirez gets Castillo. Not really where I want to be. Devers against Keuchel. We know he hits lefties, so you could certainly go in that direction, even with some of his recent struggles. Machado against May. Pick your spot for him there. And then Arenado against Samson.
I'd play Arenado.
At some point, Devers is going to get a hit. He hasn't gotten a hit in 5 straight games.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's too good.
He's too good. So,
he's too good.
Unless he's hurt and they're not saying anything, Dallas Keuchel seems like a slump buster. So.
Seems like definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But Arenado keeps, 410, 1183.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Since we pointed out that he also hits right-handed hitting, he just hasn't stopped hitting. So
he's actually gotten better.
Right.
If Paul Goldschmidt didn't exist on the planet, there's a world where Nolan Arenado is winning the MVP.
It's probably is right up there.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a world that if his teammate isn't the best player in baseball outside of Aaron Judge, he'd probably win.
Yeah, there's few better 1-2 punches in baseball right now than Arenado Goldschmidt. So yeah, you know what? Coors Field who? Arenado's proving that he was not a product of Coors Field.
True.
So, outside of that group, you got Bregman against Detmers. I know we like him better against righties this year, but he's still been hitting the ball pretty well. Bobby Witt against Hutchinson. He's up to $5,200 though. Like that's just. I know
there's a lot of pricey shortstops.
I know the power's there. Yeah, the power's there. He could pay it off, but
against righties too. He's definitely better against righties. I'm trying to look up Hutchinson's splits.
Sure.
He's better. He's worse against lefties, so maybe not the spot.
Yeah, Donaldson on the road against Springs, but
all roads are leading us to 3K, John.
I know.
Let's just get there. No, go to 3K, lock him in, put him in the lineup.
Talk about it. Yeah, talk about it.
Gunnar Henderson, guy's a star. I don't know what else to say. He's just a star. He's number 2 prospect in baseball.
Do you play him against the lefty?
I would play him against anybody.
Okay.
Now I know. I get what you're saying, but look at the 2-game sample we have. First, Major League hits a home run. He has 2 hits, 17 fantasy points. Next day, 1 for 4, makes stuff happen, steals a base. Yep. Dude, he's gonna play multiple positions. He's gonna fly around the bases. He's gonna hit home runs.
Yeah,
he's a stud. Baltimore is in for how bad they were for so long, for having Chris Davis not hit the baseball for like 3 months. Like they deserve this. They deserve Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman, and I would play him here. I'm not saying he's the only play at 3K.
There's not a lot of value. Honestly, so he would be the guy.
I like Emmanuel Rivera at 31. He's been really good. They're hitting him like 3rd against lefties, and I think his numbers are crazy against lefties too. Also, this is weird. A random BVP, Ketel Marte BVP, John. 7 for 14, 2 home runs.
I like it. We were kind of in on it already. So
Emmanuel Rivera, 288, 3 home runs, 372 average against lefties.
Okay. But yeah, Marte was fine. We knew we used to hit lefties well. So any other third baseman for you?
Not unless you see something. I'm not.
I got nothing. All right, shortstop. Trey Turner, Lindor, the lefty power against Gray. Up there. Seager gets Pivetta at 54. I like that in Boston. I think that's a good spot for Seager. Xander at 51. Grand slam the other day. Finally
coming alive, huh?
3 homers over his last 10. We talked about the no power for him. Power is starting to show up. 4 straight games with multi-hits. I assume he's playing tonight with the other guys out, right? So
yeah, he's 2 for 4. Another 2 hits.
Yep. So that's 5 straight games then? Yeah, 5 straight 2-hit games for him. So
and 7 of 8.
Yeah. So
That's kind of crazy. That's like we're on like
he's turned it up, and he gets Keuchel here at 51. So
Red Sox have the winning run at the plate in Rafael Devers.
Ooh.
Bases loaded, no outs.
Does he have any hits tonight?
He's 1 for 4 with an RBI.
Hey, good.
An RBI double.
I like it.
Verdugo homer.
Wow. What kind of win-aided ball was that? You know? Interesting. Javi Baez against Lynch at 41. We talked lefty matchups for him. We didn't even mention Detroit yet, but Detroit versus lefty.
You mentioned
I did. That's true. Baez. We'll get the Candelario. We didn't mention Candelario. That was my guy. He's probably 2K.
He is
2K. 2K. He had a couple hits the other day against lefty. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs.
Yep. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. He's been good.
Yeah. Oh, he's not been good, but he's good against the lefty there.
RBI double. 2 RBI double for Rafael Devers, Sean. 8-7. Devers coming alive. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs tonight.
What inning?
We're in bottom 9. Winning run on second base.
Wow.
No outs.
JD Martinez at the plate?
JD Martinez at the plate.
Wow.
Austin.
If I'm Dallas Keuchel right now and I'm watching this happening, I'm probably scared.
Yeah.
100%. All right. Mid-tier guys after Baez at 41. Pena at 39.
Mateo's letting us down lately.
Yeah, it's also low, lefty won't steal. Could be some power. JP Crawford gets decent. Andrews had a good game the other day, but...
Yeah, he led off in that game. He homered and led off. Listen, look at his last...
I know.
5-game hit streak here.
Rejuvenated.
I don't know why. He's playing for Tony La Russa.
No, he's not. This is away from the team.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No wonder.
The other day they said he was taking a leave to be examined by a doctor or whatever, so...
Oh,
I don't know. He could be back. It could have been a one-day thing. I don't know. I didn't really.
I missed that. Completely missed that, and no wonder they're indefinitely.
Yeah, there you go.
Art specialist. Holy cow! How did I miss this? What in the world?
So he's not the coach right now.
Oh, okay. Well, no wonder they're showing signs of life. Stack the White Sox.
So Seager, Xander, Baez, and I guess Andrews then we'll throw out there for sure.
Yeah, I like Andrews down here.
All right, let's go to outfield. Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts are at the top. They both have okay matchups. Betts against Darvish, obviously the tougher one. Judge against Spring.
You could play them against anybody though. They're both feeling it right now.
Julio Rodriguez did not homer the other day when we had him in there, but he homered today. So could go run that back against the righty here.
Yep.
Let's see. Where do we go?
Dude, Arozarena is just a fantasy machine.
Yeah.
These days. Look at this guy.
I know. 5 stolen bases, 2 homers last 10 games.
Hitting 430 over that span. He has, like Xander, 4 straight multi-hit games, 4 stolen bases over that span, a home run, 4 RBIs, 3 doubles. My man is just cooking right now.
I like it. Marte homered the other day. We talked about Gray a lot. Harper and Trout, both are in play if you want to go there.
Jeez, the outfield is loaded.
Yeah, 13 games. 13 games.
And it just feels better.
If we play Schwarber, he won't homer. If we don't play him, he will. So
we won't play him.
Figure that one out if you want. Baltimore guys are all jacked up, huh? Santander's at $5,100.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Haniger's been better against righties this year. He's $5K. Struggling a bit.
In a stack.
Yep, in a stack.
And with Eugenio Suarez, we didn't mention him, but he's been rolling. He's hitting for a lot of power. If you want to roll Mariners, he's good in the stack too.
Yep. Nimmo at 4,800, expensive, but going in that whole Gray stack. Tommy Pham's where I want to go at 45, 350, 900 OPS his last 10 games here. I don't know what he's doing tonight, but it's a good spot for him going up against the lefty. Again, we like Boston. I don't mean to be repetitive, but they're pretty much going to all be in play for us here.
Yeah, JD 44 too. Same thing.
Yep. Let's see. How's Margot been? Okay, nothing special.
He's better against lefties.
Yeah. Mancini's at 41. I know he's been slumping, but he does get the lefty matchup there, so it could be a spot for him. Let's see. Probably, would you play Verdugo versus Keuchel? Does that even matter to you?
I think Keuchel is just if you're in the lineup, you're in. It's in play.
Okay. Kike's at 36, as we've mentioned. Let's see. Anybody other value you got? Oh, where's our... All right, we're scrolling. McCarthy, 32. McCarthy's 32. Would you play him against the lefty and Lauer?
Yeah, he in that 18-2 loss, Bailey Falter was the starter. Went Yad.
Bailey Falter looked good, by the way. We touted him.
He did look good. So did the offense.
Austin Hayes is a good value. I know he's been struggling, but 32 against a lefty.
He's just not been good against lefties this year. I've played that spot a lot. I would rather just probably play Newt Bar 3K.
Sure.
who continues to
Yeah,
just
he'll lead
smash.
off. He'll lead off at 3K. That's fine. I'm in there.
Corbin Carroll, maybe the fastest human being ever created.
I played him his first game there. Yeah, he had a couple hits. He had the double.
Did you see him run around the bases? It was like the most like gazelle-looking thing I've ever seen in my life.
He's only $2,100. I mean, again, it's like a lefty, but it doesn't matter. He's been hitting, so
yeah, if he's in the lineup, I think he's
super talented at 21. Yeah, that'd probably be a lock-in, right? At 2,100 for Corbin Carroll.
The only thing I would say it's because the lefty would like deter me from it, but it's close. It's very close. If you want to lock it in, I'm perfect. I'm fine with it.
Because I mean, we're gonna try to spend up for some Boston bats here, right? So we're gonna need gonna need to find some value somewhere.
We're gonna go full stack Boston.
Probably gonna go full stack Boston here.
We're going full stack. I think the last maybe Bubba Thompson from if we're. I kind of like this game in general.
I mean, we could go the Nick Gordon route too. He's 2,200 at outfield. I know you mentioned him at second base, but he does have that dual eligibility. So if you didn't want to,
I like him too.
You don't want to go Carroll. If Carroll's not in the lineup, like just a pivot to Nick Gordon could maybe.
Well, did they not play today? Okay, like he sat Wednesday. They didn't play today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're playing. Oh, hold on, they're playing right now. He's hitting pretty good, 6th against Woodruff. He's 0 for 2, but hitting 6th.
Lane Thomas keeps hitting 2,100.
Yep. Guess what game I played Lane Thomas in?
The 0 for 3.
0 for 3. Yep.
Yeah,
3 strikeouts. Yeah, Carillion had 3 strikeouts that game, John.
Did he? Were they all against Lane Thomas?
They were. They actually were. Yep.
That's tough.
But I do again. I weirdly like the Nationals, who've kind of been good offensively.
Matt Vierling keeps hitting, another 2,100 guy that we've been playing a lot of.
Yep, we have been playing a lot of Vierling. It's a good call.
So some cheapy outfielders here. Definitely some cheap outfielders here. All right, give me your home run call.
Home run call. Who do we like on this slate? Everybody. We named every player, I think, in the player pool.
Are you going to go Boston?
I feel like it's just like you have to go Boston. It's Dallas Keuchel, dude. No, I'll go Mets because it's also Josiah Gray. I'll go Pete Alonso.
Okay.
Home run. Just take Boston.
I'm going to go Xander. He's hot.
Yeah, they just came back and won that game.
Did they? Did JD finish it off?
No, he walked. Ref Snyder infield single to win the game.
Infield single walk-off is how they won that?
Yep, infield single walk-off.
Wow, impressive. All right, so let's make this lineup. Pitching. Are we going top? Are we going double mids? Like
I don't know.
Double mids worked the other day.
We just have to decide on what mids we're going.
Definitely Montgomery for me.
Yeah, Montgomery. And
I mean, the problem is like Morton's running up against Alcantara.
Would we hate going Luis Castillo or
no? I'm okay with Castillo
or McCullers.
My problem with McCullers has just been is how deep he's been going. And again, like the pitches have been there, but he hasn't been going.
3 and 4 walks. Yeah, there's been 10 walks and 3 starts.
Coming back from arm injury, like sometimes that goes right. I mean, again, the Morton against Alcantara is the problem for me, but he has been so good at home. So
good and there's like so much upside at times.
Yeah.
40 fantasy points against the Mets just a couple starts ago.
They're playing like Plesac out there, says Cleveland.
I mean, we like the Springs Creamer range. Would we want to go one of those?
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
no,
Creamer has the best
lineup. I want some firepower here. Let's go Morton.
Morton has been kind of nuts.
Yeah.
When he's good. So Morton, Montgomery.
Yep. And then catcher.
I want to say Connor Wong, but like, I guess realistically, if he's not in the lineup, we could just say play Plawecki, right?
Yeah, or Reese McGuire. They're all the similar price, 23, 21, and Plawecki is actually 2K.
Okay, so do you want to do Connor Wong?
Yeah.
I
think Connor Wong's gonna start here.
Yeah, he probably starts the rest of the year. What is the downside?
I mean, he was the catching prospect they got back in the Mookie Betts trade.
Right.
If the dude has 9 home runs in 13 games, play him and figure it out if you actually have something here. So.
Right. Agreed.
First base.
Well, where's our value? Do we want to play Gunnar Henderson? Is that a value that we want?
Where was he?
You did mention the lefty. Instead, we could play Emmanuel Rivera at 31. Like, those are probably 2 of our better values.
Well, I guess it depended on what Boston guys you wanted to play.
That's true. Well, then I want to play Trevor Story.
Okay, so I'll agree with you.
I want to play Trevor
Story. Story in
lefty, or he gets a lefty in Fenway. Oof.
I said Xander as my home run guy.
Yeah, Xander's 370. He has a 372 average against lefties this year.
Yeah. And so with Connor Long, Trevor Story, Xander Bogaerts, and our two pitchers, we have 3,900 a player. So we do know there was like 8 2K outfielders we liked, right?
Nick Gordon, Corbin Carroll, Lane Thomas.
Yeah. I'll throw Corbin Carroll in there because I just think he has the most upside of that group.
Yeah, because there's power and there's speed.
Yeah. So that's 4,350. You liked Pete Alonso at first base.
I like Alonso for a home run.
Or would you play?
Do we like 500? I don't.
He hasn't even really been that great. So.
I know he's been bad.
Nate Lowe, just opposite stack of that against Pivetta.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. He's been so good.
3,900 for Nate Lowe.
Yeah, he's been so good.
$4,500 a player now. We could throw Devers in if you wanted to 4-stack that, or you can pick.
What's our third base?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we don't go there, you mentioned.
I feel like it's Devers at the top, or then Rivera or Henderson. Maybe I'm misreading that.
I would probably go Henderson over Rivera just because, again, we're talking about a guy that we're talking GPP upside, right? Like,
yeah,
we're playing Corbin Carroll against a lefty because he has power and speed. Like, when we just play Henderson against lefty because he has power and speed here?
I guess it just comes down to the Devers.
Or we go all the way down to play Candelario against the lefty but
Are we 5-stacking Sox here? Are we gonna get a?
No, I don't think we're gonna stack. We got 3 right now. I could do a 4-stack.
Because I'm gonna be playing 5 stacks of the Sox.
5 stacks?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I mean, look, if they score 10 runs off Dallas Keuchel in 3 innings, and then have like 6 innings against the bullpen, like,
sure.
So
you want what? You want to go Devers and then
maybe like
do you play Pham? I guess. So what does that give us? It probably gives us. Okay, so if we play 5 Boston Red Sox, we have Story, Devers, Bogaerts, Pham, Connor Long. Our final outfield spot is 3,200, which Jake McCarthy.
We're running a little D-backs on the way back.
D-backs lefties against Lauer. Is it the greatest play in the world? Probably not. But we now have a Carroll-McCarthy duo.
Well, they're hitting McCarthy. They hit him second against Bailey Falter.
I know.
Like, he's just batting. He's just at the top of the lineup, like, regardless.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, would you play Nootbaar or McCarthy?
Nootbaar.
Okay.
I'd play Nootbaar.
We love you, Jake. Don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally. I don't want to get MJ meme. Man, just looking at the
Nootbaar's really good though. So.
Dude, Nootbaar's been so good. He's been so good.
He's gonna lead off in front of Arenado, Goldschmidt, and all that group. So
yeah, that's the thing. Even if Nootbaar's hitting singles, which he hasn't, because he's hitting power. I mean, we're scoring runs, dude. We're getting runs in bunches here.
Actually, the good thing about going Carroll, assuming he's in the lineup. If not, we could go, obviously, Thomas there. Or is it Thomas is also 21?
Lane Thomas, 21. Nick Gordon, 22. Like, we have so many options.
So the good thing with going with those guys is that if Reese McGuire is the catcher, we have the $200 to go up from Connor Long to him. So playing the 2,100 outfielder, would you rather Lane Thomas or would you rather Corbin Carroll?
I mean, Lane Thomas, let's see, against lefties, has a 172 ISO. I mean, he hasn't been great. He's just been better lately, right? He's been good.
Last 10, 297, 949 OPS.
Yeah, second half in general, he's been good. 807 OPS, 196 ISO, 348 WOBA. So, like, good just since the All-Star break.
How about this? At home this year, he's hitting 182, but on the road where they're playing this game, 299, 844 OPS. So, better split spot for him here against a lefty. Better matchup spot for him on the road. Are you on Fangraphs right now? Can you do his road lefty matchup splits?
Road lefty, he's hitting, John.
Yeah.
324. 919 OPS, 235 ISO, 388 WOBA.
Is that the answer? Or do we just go with the talent? Because Corbin Carroll obviously has the ceiling. So
let's go Corbin Carroll for the ceiling.
Okay.
We're already running a 5-stack.
If he's not in the lineup, like we're perfectly okay with the pivot. Yeah.
Yep. Agreed. I think this is the play.
So this is what we got. We got a 5-man Boston Red Sox stack against Dallas Keuchel. The chalk, for sure.
This is the chalk, but you know what might not... You know what? You could, like...
We're
separate yourself
by the pitching. I think we're differing by the pitching.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. I think you're gonna... honestly, I think you're gonna get both these guys, like, middle of the ownership pool. Like, I don't think either of them are gonna be, like, popping, because
when we hit bingo on Montgomery, he was only like what 21%,
very low, very low,
like
very low owned on a slate with, I don't remember who was on that slate, but there were elite arms.
Yeah, we went down and we got the cheaper rostership there. Again, I don't think Montgomery's gonna go overlooked because he just shut out the Cubs and now he's home.
That's fair.
But I do think Morton, because he's against Alcantara, is gonna probably have the lower rostership. So I'm with it. So our lineup here today: Jordan Montgomery, Charlie Morton at pitching, Connor Wong and or any Boston catcher. We have enough salary to go out to Reese McGuire if he's Nathaniel Lowe against Nick Pivetta at first base at $3,900. Trevor Story, Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts. Yep, you've heard that right. We're just rolling Red Sox against Dallas. Outfield, Corbin Carroll at $2,100. Can pivot to Lane Thomas if you want to go to there. Can pivot to Nick Gordon if you want to go to there. Some Matt Verling also if you want to go there.
Right.
Cheaping outfield. Plenty of 2K outfielders for you to use. Tommy Pham at $4,500. Our final Boston Red Sox part of that stack. And then we're going with Lars Nootbaar at $3K. If you wanted to mini stack Arizona, we're perfectly fine going Jake McCarthy. We love you. He's great. So that is our lineup for Friday, September 2nd. 13 game slate. One final note about Friday, September 2nd, James. It's my birthday today. So
happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks. So in honor of my birthday, we're stacking Red Sox. That's what we're...
True. This is true. This is a good birthday. This would be the perfect birthday gift into the weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Boston just 5-stack, just 20 runs off Dallas Keuchel,
it would be glorious. Another great thing is we've now added, James, a little graphic here on this template, that we have going on here. We've talked about the NFL All-Pro Access package that we got going on. FantasyAlarm.com/All-Pro. Use promo code NFL50. Saves you 50% off the All-Pro package there. And that spans the entire 6 months of the NFL seasons. 50% off the first 6 months of the NFL season there. And you get access to all DFS. So it's not just the NFL. It's college football. It's the NFL. It's the NBA that starts up in October. It's the NHL that starts up in October. It's the rest of the MLB season. It's Counter-Strike. It's League of Legends DFS. It's NASCAR. It's PGA when that starts back up. It's EPL that's going on. Like, you name it, we cover it. And you get that as part of this all-pro package. You save 50% off the first 6 months using promo code NFL50. And not only that, not only do you get access to all of our DFS coverage for all of those sports, you get access to our premium Discord, James, which is, I think, maybe one of the best features of it all, is that you get direct access to myself, James Grande, Howard Bender, Andrew Cooper, Justin Vreeland, Colby Conway, Servadidio, Pete Cole, Ray Kuhn, like Matt Sells, Dan Malin. The whole crew is in there answering your start-sit questions every day, whether for any sport, to get you guys ready to dominate that night's slate, that week's seasonal leagues, whatever you're in, you get access to it as part of this all-pro package as well. So again, that's 50% off the first 6 months of this package. It comes out to about $20 a month for the first 6 months here using promo code NFL50. You can click the link in the description here of the YouTube video to get direct access to that page. Put in NFL50 and boom, you're a member. So really can't beat it there, James.
And we're going to continue to dominate throughout football. Going to win someone else $1 million.
Yeah, week 3, Millionaire Mike last year. Week 3, millionaire winner, $5 entry in the FanDuel contest.
So, a lot of great things going on. And as always, we appreciate your guys' support that listen to this podcast every day, that come into our Discord every day and talk shop with us. It's going to continue through baseball. It's going to continue through NBA. Every sport, anything you guys need, we're here for you. And you know what, John? Have a great birthday, and everyone else have a great weekend. And we'll be back Monday, right?
Yeah, we'll be back with this for Monday for sure. So guys, we'll catch you all later.